we scammed the system. We did it. Whatever it is, we figured it out and we did it. We put in some hard work.
It shouldn't be a surprise to anybody when the word scamming is near the Kardashian name. There was one specific tragedy that Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians try to get away from that happened in 2013. Let's get into it and let me tell you about it. Because the internet has also forgotten about it. So we're going to bring it up. We're going to dig this little rabbit hole. Let's go.
The typhoon in the Philippines, many celebrities came together to donate money or supplies to help victims of the typhoon. Kim Kardashian was one of those celebrities. In fact, she auctioned off some of her clothing, but now reports indicate that only 10% of the proceeds will go to the victims of the typhoon. The rest of the money will go to her.
Now, there's one scandal that happened in 2013 that Kim Kardashian had tried to wipe off the internet. Now, let's talk about it, because before Kim K was struggling to breathe at the Met Gala, I mean, look at her. They're trying to tell her to turn left, turn right, and she looks disoriented. There was a time when Kim Kardashian was misinforming her audience. Well, one of many times. But this specific time is very important too. Through the Philippine typhoon tragedy, she was using her eBay Charity Works account, her e-giving account, to do this. Let's talk about it. Now, let me give you guys a little bit of information about this typhoon. This typhoon hit around November 8th of 2013. It was called the Super Typhoon Haiyan, and it raged into the southern part of the Philippines. The Category 5 storm struck the region with devastating winds and towering waves. The storm struck with such force that even government-designed storm shelters were swept away. This, at that time, was the deadliest typhoon in the country in 2013. This storm affected 16 million people, left 4 million people homeless. When they did the data on this, I believe it was anywhere from 6,000 to about 7,000 people dead and 1,000 people were missing. When tragedies happen, this tends to be kind of like the hub for celebrities. They get together, they want to do charities, they want to, go travel, donate certain things, and that's great and wonderful. But back in 2013, Kim Kardashian was being called out for her scamming ways. Is anybody really surprised? I don't think so. Now, back in 2013, Kim Kardashian still had her eBay business. If you guys remember, that's kind of how she got her start. She would clean people's closets, celebrities, or buy clothing and then resell it on eBay and make a profit out of that. Similar to what she's doing right now, even with her current business, the Kardashian Closet, where they're selling used clothes that they've worn on their website. And, anybody that wants to wear Kourtney Kardashian or one of the Jenners' clothes, that is the best way to do it. You go to their website and you buy it, right? So it's very similar to what was going on in 2013, where she's selling some of the clothing that she would wear, right? So Kim Kardashian decides that she's going to help the Philippine typhoon victims by holding an auction on her eBay website. This is the original eBay auction that she was promoting on her website at the time. This is no longer available. This is like one of those posts that just disappeared, along with a lot of things that disappear anytime you speak against the Kardashians. Let me tell you what it said. Hi guys, this is a very special auction because a portion of the proceeds of my eBay auction are going to the International Medical Corps, which is a nonprofit organization that provides critical health services on remote islands where families are struggling to access medical care and basic resources like food, clean drinking water, and vital medications. The proceeds will go directly to the communities they're serving in the Philippines and will help the typhoon survivors get access to medical care and ultimately save lives. My prayers and thoughts are with those affected by the typhoon. Check out my eBay auction here and support those who need our help in the Philippines. And this was posted November 21st of 2013. Please note that. On this post, it doesn't say I'm only donating 10%. She only tells people this is a very special auction because portion of the proceeds of my eBay auction are going to the International Medical Corps. So that's what she tells the people here. It's only a portion, but she doesn't specify it's only 10%. So this is what got people asking, well, what's a portion? is a portion? I don't know, 80%, 75%, 50%? Like what's the portion? At that time, she was using her celebrity to help raise money for the victims of the typhoon and selling her best designer clothes on eBay to get funds to the International Medical Corps. But quickly, she got into trouble because people were asking her, well, why are you just donating 10% of the profits? So the people were upset, like, wait a minute, you're only donating 10%, so you're taking 90% of the rest? Like what's happening with with the other percentage if you're only giving 10% to the victims? Now let's be real. Kim Kardashian wasn't poor. Like I said, this was in her Kanye West era. She just had that multi-million dollar wedding with the network. I'm sure they paid her a pretty penny around that time. She had the 72-day divorce. I mean, it was like everybody was on Kim at that time, right? The Kardashians was a hit, but people came after Kim's neck. They said, wait a minute, you're taking 90% of the cash and leaving only 10% for the typhoon victims. Y'all remember when the Maui fires happened, which was about a year ago in the summer, and you had Oprah and The Rock, and Oprah is like a millionaire, billionaire. I don't know how much she's worth. Yo, but she's over here asking for people to donate for these fires. And we're sitting here like, wait a minute, you want us to donate when you got the money to help and resource and you got private jets and islands, and you're asking for us, the people over here, to donate? But anyways, a lot of news sources back then, basically reported and pushed the narrative of, if you want to dress like a Kardashian, go on the eBay auction. So that whole idea backfired for Kim Kardashian when she launched her sale of clothing and accessories to raise funds for the victims of the Philippines, right? She did not mention that the portion was a measly 10%. What she was putting up for auction back in eBay, which, by the way, I used to love eBay. I used to have an eBay account back in the day. I used to auction some stuff. Wish I could do that again. But it was said that the sales of her auctioning featured items ranging from super high end, like Chanel, Dolce, or Dolce and Gabbana. Excuse me, my Italian is not all the way there. To more wallet friendly from her own Kardashian closet, of course. She also tossed up a few flashy snapshots of herself posing in some of the more memorable styles. Back then, people were pretty pissed off at Kim Kardashian because they were comparing her to Victoria Beckham, where Victoria Beckham and her husband, David Beckham, they had dropped off more than like 20 boxes of designer clothes, shoes, to the local British Red Cross. I mean, they were also sending out money. It wasn't like we're just giving 10%. No, they were giving a lot. To give you an idea of what the Beckhams were doing, let me show you this article from 2013. Victoria Beckham auctions her shoes to help the typhoon survivors. It's fashion for a cause. Victoria Beckham recently tweeted a photo of a mountain of her designer shoes. Want some? You're in luck. The designer will be selling them to aid the British Red Cross as it continues to help survivors of the typhoon in Haiyan. And she actually tweeted about this. She said, "Big clear out of my shoes on sale tomorrow in aid of at British Red Cross." You could see the box of the brand name shoe. She also posted a picture in which she could be seen wearing jeans and sneakers, a rare sight in the snap. Victoria was sitting with boxes of old clothes from her closet. Victoria and her husband, David Beckham, will be donating clothes to help fund the charity work in assisting the victims of the super typhoon, which made landfall in the Philippines on November 8th. And you could actually see a picture of her sitting in a box. So some of the designers that were donated from Victoria Beckham was Dolce & Gabbana, Jimmy Choo, Manolo Blahnik, Roberto Cavalli. She issued the following statement: Typhoon Haiyan has devastated the Philippines, killing thousands and leaving hundreds of thousands homeless. And the Red Cross is carrying out an enormous relief project to help all those in desperate need. David and I urge everyone in Britain to join us in supporting the Shop Drop for the Philippines campaign. Everyone has something in their closet they were holding on to: a dress, a suit, a pair of shoes they thought they might wear again. Dig them out, bag them up, drop them off, and give someone else the chance to buy them. You'll be raising much needed funds for the Red Cross aid effort. I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, clearly there's a lot of comparisons. While Kim Kardashian held a auction and she didn't tell people it was only 10% initially, she said it was a portion. Victoria and David Beckham were over here doing the damn thing, sitting on boxes, pulling out shoes from their closet, Jimmy Choos, and all these other designer brands that, listen, I can't afford. But I mean, it's a bit of a different, take to taking an initiative to what was happening back in 2013. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So Kim's Kardashian response, which is pretty typical. I don't know if you guys ever noticed when she responds to backlash, she never really like responds. She's always kind of like not able to really notice or take accountability of anything that she does or says that's wrong. She doesn't see it as wrong, right? That's the Kim Kardashian for you. She had written on her website back in 2013, she says, I feel compelled to speak about something that in my head and heart. Over the years, I had to grow a thick skin being in the public eye. There are times I feel like I get criticized for any and everything I do. Yeah, I mean, that's part of living in the public eye. Everybody gets criticized. Everybody. I'm used to it now. I just chose not to feed into negativity or become consumed by it. The problem comes in when I get attacked for giving and trying to help people. Okay, she says, my dad always taught me the importance of giving back. I don't publicize everything that I do to help charities and people all over the world. I do it because I want to. I do it because my dad taught me to. I do it because it's the right thing to do. So for people to attack me for giving 10% of my eBay auction sales to the people of the Philippines, that hurts. I do eBay auctions monthly and change the charity or church from time to time. I give 10% of all my earnings to charities, not just these eBay auctions. This month, it's for the people of the Philippines. Last month was Life Change Community Church. Life Change Community Church is actually Chris Jenner's. It is now known as California Community Church. In regards to these eBay auctions, when the eBay numbers get broken down, the auction management agency that posts for me gets a percentage for all their hard work. Then eBay listing fee, end of auction fees, eBay store fees, PayPal fees, etc. All add up to about half of the sale. Then I give 10% to charity. Is she telling us to basically let us know that she didn't keep any of the portion of the monies? Are y'all believing that? I'm not. But let me know what you think in the comments. Yeah, but why couldn't you do something like Victoria Beckham and like the Beckhams? Like they gave boxes. I mean, they did a whole bunch of things. But anyways, so she's telling us that the reason why she only gave 10% was because of all the things that get broken down and who gets paid what. Truth is how the numbers is broken down. It's neither here nor there. The people of the Philippines need all of our help, no matter how big or small. Over the last 5 years, I have listed thousands of items on eBay giving works for various causes. I will continue to do what is in my heart and happy to know many others have enjoyed purchasing from me. And they too are giving with me. Giving comes from the heart. We all need to be reminded of this as we celebrate the holiday season this year. So, of course, when people were calling Kim Kardashian out, what does the Kardashian clan do? They start doing PR moves. They start doing volunteer work with the camera presence. They want to make sure that everybody's present there, filming and all this other stuff to make sure that they're well aware that they're very giving people. They don't just give 10% of their auctions, they give so much more. They volunteer, they do all that. Such a PR move. Y'all can see these pictures. It definitely shows that. Now, here's the deal. The New York Post did an article where they were looking into her taxes, like what portion of this money actually went to the tragedies that she was fundraising for. And what they found was that barely any of the proceeds that Kim Kardashian auctions on eBay are actually going to charity, like barely, okay? They did a little article where they were able to pull some tax papers, and they didn't just speak on the typhoon. They actually spoke on other church giving auctions. So she's auctioning old clothes and then giving some of the proceeds to the church. And the church is somehow connected to Kris Jenner.
We scammed the system. We did it. Whatever it is, we figured it out and we did it.
I mean, that there's a whole thing there that people have to look into. If you're buying from this woman on eBay, please know what exactly is she keeping from these proceeds? That's really the question. And Kim Kardashian has consistently used this eBay option to do donations. Like she recently did it for her justice project or criminal justice reform that she does. She recently sat with Kamala Harris and she promotes this, but she doesn't ever really talk about, well, like what percentage. All the videos that you see, she says a portion, and then when she gets caught up she'll say 10%. Okay, but then when you actually look at the bigger scope and start really examining some of what's been put out there about her 10%, is it really 10%? How much did she actually raise for the victims in the typhoon? And that what really needs to be looked into. She is constantly using this auction option of e-giving, even as recent as in the last couple of years. So I think that is something that definitely needs to be looked into to make sure that the actual portions that she says are going out there. And it's interesting because she never really talks about or promotes what percentage, what was the total that was actually donated through these charities to the typhoon or other organizations or tragedies that she is trying to do charity for.
I wanted to thank you all so much for checking out my auctions. Don't I have the most amazing stuff up right now? And the coolest thing about this, though, is that a percentage of the proceeds are going to the Dream Foundation.
Figured it out and we did it. We put in some hard work.
This is what happens when these celebrities get engaged in charities. Like, you kind of have to read the fine blueprint to see if they're actually helping the people. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll see you guys on the next one. Rabbits out. Bye, guys.